Hello everyone, and welcome to Getting Started with PowerPoint. In this introduction video, we're going to discuss what Microsoft PowerPoint is, take a brief tour of the Microsoft PowerPoint interface, and introduce a couple helpful resources that will help you as you create PowerPoints throughout your college career. So at this point, you might be wondering, what is Microsoft PowerPoint? Microsoft PowerPoint is an application software that is designed to help you create presentations for in-person as well as online use. It is part of the Microsoft Office suite of programs, and you can find it online in your Office 365 account, but is also available in the Darton Campus Computer Lab. In the past, when someone needed to make a presentation, they were limited to physical handouts or maybe overhead transparencies and an overhead projector to show their audience what they were trying to explain through graphs and images. PowerPoint does the same thing, but gives us much better, more robust options that allow us to visually present information to our audience using colorful, easy-to-read slides that are highly customizable and that can integrate graphics, text, sound, and even video. We can also use PowerPoint to create handouts to send home with our audience to ensure they don't forget what we are presenting. All right. Now that we have an idea what PowerPoint is, let's open up PowerPoint and take a little tour of all that it offers. First, Microsoft has built some similarities into the Office applications that help build familiarity when using the different applications. For example, if you've used Word before, the ribbon and tabs in PowerPoint are going to be very familiar. If you were to go on and use Excel, you'd notice it is very similar as well. You'll notice from this screen that some of the tabs are the same, such as the File, Home, Insert, and Review tabs, which you'll also find in Word. The process of saving a file is the same, and the print dialog boxes are also similar, although PowerPoint has a few more options to work with. Let's start with the File tab. When you click the File tab, it takes you to Backstage View, where you can open a new file, open an existing file to continue working on it, save a file, print a presentation or handouts, and close PowerPoint. To create a new file, click where it says New, and then select a blank presentation or one of the existing templates. I'm selecting a blank presentation, which brings me automatically back to the home screen so that I can start formatting and adding information to my presentation. I wasn't quite done with the File tab, so I'm going to double click the File tab to go back to Backstage View. To open a file you've already created, you click on Open, and then either select your file, if it's already showing, or click on a location such as Computer or OneDrive, and then navigate to open your file. To save a file, click the Save button, and then select where you want to save the file. If you don't see your preferred saving location, click Browse, then navigate to the location, then name your file, then select Save. To print a file, click on Print, and then adjust your print settings. You can choose to print all slides, just a current slide, or you can choose to print a full page slide, multiple slides to a page, which would have 2 slides here, or even an outline. Then select your printer and click Print. To close PowerPoint, you can just click the Close button and then say yes to save changes if prompted. Now let's go back to the Home tab. I'm going to use this arrow and it'll take me back to the Home tab. A large portion of what you'll do in PowerPoint is located on this tab. First, let's talk about the slide. A slide is a blank canvas, if you will, that you use in PowerPoint. Each slide comes with some preset text boxes where you can add text. You click in a text box and then type like so. Once your slide is done and you want to add another one, you go to the slides part of the ribbon, select New Slide, and then you get to pick one of the pre-designed slide layouts to work with. This adds a new slide to your presentation, which you will see as a second slide in the navigation pane on the left side of your PowerPoint window. Like so. You can add text to this slide as well. You can use the Layout button to change the layout of the selected slide if you decide you want a different layout. The clipboard area on the ribbon has buttons that allow you to cut, paste, or copy text items on your slide. You can also use the keyboard shortcuts if you know them. To cut or copy text, first you highlight it. Let me add some text here. And highlight it. And then I can click the copy or the cut buttons. I'm going to click copy. And then click where I want the text and click paste. The cut button, the scissors, removes the text. The copy button makes a copy of it and then pastes it wherever you tell it to paste. You can also change the font, color, font size, font selection in the font part of the ribbon. Select the text you want to modify, which I've done here by highlighting, and then use the buttons up here in the ribbon to apply the changes. I'm going to make this smaller and blue. The buttons in the paragraph part of the ribbon work the same as the font area buttons. You select your text and then apply one of the paragraph settings by clicking on the button. Okay, I just centered my title. You'll notice if you place your mouse over a button but do not click on it, a tooltip will pop up that tells you what that button does. So if you are ever unsure if a button does what you want, you can just hover over it to learn about it. And of course, if you ever accidentally do something you aren't happy with, just use the undo button, this arrow up here, to undo it. Just like how I just undid centering my title. The Insert tab allows you to insert visual items that add interest and help you express your information in a visual manner. Words are good, but sometimes a picture, shape, or even a text box for a call out can help get your message across better. This is the tab where you'll find those things. To insert these items, you make sure the slide you are wanting to insert them into is selected. That would make it the big slide in the middle of the screen, and then click the ribbon button for the item. Once you insert an item, you'll see contextual tabs that relate to that item. These are tabs that give you even more options for modifying the item you just inserted. Let's insert a table for an example. I click the table button and then select the boxes to make it a 3x3 table. And then click in the bottom right box that I need, that 9th box there. And now there is a table on my slide. I can click the edge of the table and move it somewhere else by dragging and then releasing my mouse to move it where I want it. Then I can click on it again to make sure it is selected. Now at the top of the screen, I have two contextual tabs. I see a Table Tools header with the two contextual tabs, Design and Layout. Design gives me options to change the look of the table, and Layout gives me options to add a column or a row. If I were to insert a shape, here's my smiley face. If I were to insert a shape, I get a contextual tab called Drawing Tools that lets me format my smiley face. I can change color, I can change the outline to make it match the rest of my slide. The Design tab gives you a variety of options for personalizing the overall look of your presentation via themes and their related variants, such as font themes and color themes. I'm going to go back to slide 1 for this one, since it's a little bit cleaner, and try out a couple theme options. If you hover over a theme, you will see a sample of how your slides will look with that theme. I'm going to select this theme, and then I want you to notice that both slides in the navigation pane on the left were updated to this theme. I can also choose a different variant if I like this theme, but don't want to use the same colors and textures as everyone else. Now, some of these themes that you're seeing here are specific to PowerPoint 2016, what I am using. If you're using PowerPoint 2013, it will also have themes. It just might not have all the exact same ones. Many of these are available in both. The Transitions tab gives you options for transitioning from slide to slide via visual transitions, sound transitions, and even timed transitions. You select a transition by clicking on it, but beware, too many transitions can really make a presentation unappealing and lead to your audience not paying attention or getting annoyed. The ones you see here aren't the only ones. As you can see, I clicked on a button right here to show more. When you select a transition, it shows you how the transition looks. Okay. Transitions are only applied to the selected slide unless you select Apply to All. I suggest either using one very subtle transition throughout the entire presentation or using an exciting one for just a couple of your most important slides to grab attention for those slides. The Animations tab is similar to Transitions, except you apply an animation to a picture, a table, a text box, or other inserted item instead of the entire slide. For example, I'm going to have this smiley face use an entrance animation. Click this arrow for more animations, and I can see entrance, emphasis, and exit animations. He's going to bounce in, and you can see an example there. Use these very sparingly because they can be very distracting. The Slideshow tab has the control buttons for giving a presentation. There's no way for me to really easily show you what these do, so I'm going to try to describe them. Right now, we are looking at the presentation from a working view. Okay, we can see our main slide here. We can see our two slides in the navigation pane. And this is where we're working on our presentation and building it. When we are ready to present, we come to the slideshow tab to present a finished presentation that shows one slide at a time without the ribbon at the top or this navigation pane. All you see is whatever the active slide is, taking up the entire screen. If your instructors use PowerPoint in their classes, they're probably showing you the presentation from the slideshow view that shows just the active slide. The first button here will show your slideshow from the beginning, from the very first slide. The second button will show it from a current slide. Starts at whatever slide you have selected. You would use this if you were picking up from where you left off on a different day. Say you were giving a presentation and had to stop and start again tomorrow. The rest of the buttons are more advanced and are used for recording a slideshow or setting it up as an online video. Most people never have a need to use these buttons. The View tab has very little to do with your presentation and instead allows you to change the layout of the PowerPoint interface, what we're looking at now, to make it easier for you to use. You can select whether you want to see slides in the navigation pane, or if you'd rather see an outline, or perhaps a slide sorter that shows you all your slides and allows you to rearrange them by dragging it to a new location. Or perhaps a notes page that shows your speaking notes that you'd use while presenting. You can also turn on a ruler, go back to normal view, turn on a ruler, which you would have seen here, grid lines, which you can see very faintly right there, or guides that can help you line up items on a slide. Or you can turn on the notes pane down here that allows you to see your speaking notes. Notice these are the same notes I typed on the notes page. Whichever space you type them, if you type them here or if you type them on that notes page, they will show up in the other place. These are the same notes. Always make sure to save your work when you are done. Do that with this button or File, Save. In fact, it's really a good idea to go ahead and save it every few minutes so that you don't have to worry about losing anything. Okay, so that was our tour of Microsoft PowerPoint. When you're working on a PowerPoint, you may find it helpful to have some resources to look at for more detailed guidance or to learn about some advanced options in PowerPoint. These two websites are my favorite resources for Microsoft Office help. gcflearnfree.org is a great website that has short lessons on how to do so many things in PowerPoint, Word, Excel, resume writing, and even Office skills, life skills, financial skills, and many other topics. Seriously, it's a great resource for so many things. The other website is Microsoft's official support website, where they have short tutorials for some of the basic tasks you can complete with PowerPoint. This one is a little more basic, but still very helpful for quick reminders or to jog your memory about how to do something. So that concludes our Getting Started in Microsoft PowerPoint video. I hope you learned something helpful, and thanks for watching.